Hi and welcome back to Set Building. I'm Rosiel and I have my first big reveal of the episode. An update to the skin. I redid her eyes. Now she's got the green inner eyes and the blue outer eyes instead of that like tradition down with the old way I did eyes. I've shown this off before, but in case you're new here, this is how I was originally doing eyes. I had the inner pupil that was dark and then a tradition down into a darker shade of the same color, and then this is the updated version. This is a character. This is an initial design. I no longer really like the way this design looks. There's something wrong, and I just think it's how flat the colors in the outfit itself are. So for now, anyways, this is the main design, and then this one is for the sister series that is being worked on separately. But her skin's gonna look a little different than my skin. Anyways, that is the first of many reveals for the episode. Second, we got fairy lights. I figured out the problem. It was Optifine. I unfortunately had to get rid of the mod. It was not being compatible with anything. Which is kind of like a running trend, but regardless, I went a little crazy once the fairy light started working again. Including but not limited to fixing it out here as well, which leads me to my next big reveal. I am going to try to keep my head down so I don't reveal the final thing yet. Alright, we're gonna go around this way, and I got this all terraformed. We now no longer have the large hills back here. It's all flat. I'm gonna put a trading center over here, and this is where like ships are gonna come in. We'll build villages over that way and that way and that way. And then I also got all of that terraformed, and you can kind of see on the side of my screen the final big reveal. I might push this back a little bit more and take up the rest of this plain space. Because there's like a mini river that runs through and cuts it off and splits. And then there's another village that way that I'm not going to get super into just yet. However, it's time for the final reveal, and today's premise, we're going to go to the plaza, which I started. I basically just kind of rough draft the layout. We got our fisherman's booth that's going to be over here, and it's going to be a permanent piece, and then a permanent piece over here for the owner of the inn. Both of those characters have been named. This is going to be Beth Ann, and that is going to be Andre is his name. I was going to call him Andrew, and I'm like, why am I wanting to call him Andrew? Anyways, they're both originally written for the sister series, Rain Academy. However, I am rewriting them into this. He's not going to have a huge part in Rain Academy. His part is probably going to be more stated here than it is in Rain Academy, whereas her part in Rain Academy is pretty big, and her part here is going to be a little bit smaller, but it's more to have like a story element. There's like a specific story beat that I'm going for, and I think what I want to do is she is the draw on how things have changed. That little bump, if you just heard it, was my phone falling off my desk into my lap onto the floor. But she plays like a really, really important role in the Rain Academy series, whereas she's gonna play a big role, but I think she's more of a device than she is a character, more or less. Because here, I think I want her to more be like the symbolic difference between the two series. It's not just the place and it's not just the setting and the location itself or the characters that are different. It is everything about this place is different. And it's supposed to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. Hold on. How do I want to? I think that's fine. I think I'm gonna do that instead and just have this little like rounded area, and then this little corner will look a little more in place. Yeah, that works fine. Yeah, that's fine. Anyways, I have rough ideas. I've been kind of like tinkering with the idea of this, so I am going to use dark wood to kind of outline to give it a little darker of a display while still keeping the like, oh, this is all made locally and everything kind of intact. It's gonna look a little weird with the way this little angle looks, But I'm just gonna have to deal and say, well, that's a quirk of Minecraft. And a quirk with working with mods. Anyway, so we got this, and then one here and one here. And then we're going to grab our dark oak fence. We're gonna build it up 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. And then I have these slopes that I'm gonna use. I'm gonna do this one in this corner right here. I just need it to be angled properly. Nope. Like that. There we go. And then we're gonna do here and here. And then we're gonna do a few more on this side. That is it's kind of freaking out. And then that's it for the frames. I'm gonna keep these on me just in case, and then we're gonna use concrete for the colors. Apologies, I guess I decided to breathe wrong. So we're gonna do red, red, and red, red, white, 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 then white. God, apologies. And we're gonna fill in these corners with red. And there we go. We have the little top, and now he has his little booth. We're gonna get rid of that concrete because that's super easy to find. And then we're gonna grab a barrel. Wish we had a fish barrel, but we'll just stick to the functional barrel. And we're gonna go ahead and put this in the floor because it has that cute little like opening animation. And then there's a couple things in my inventory that I already pulled up. This little corner right here is where he's gonna prep everything, and then he's gonna store the money here, and that leaves all of this open for selling. Maybe he has like a person who comes and joins him and helps him sell every day. Maybe it's gonna be Rosiel, maybe it'll be another character. I don't know. It's only been 10 minutes. How else can we decorate this? What else do we have? Fish. Oh, on a related note. So a couple episodes ago, we built this fisherman hut for the character. We're now calling him Andre, and now the fish tank works. So we're gonna find that fish tank real quick. I don't think I really want to add it back to the design, but Optifine was also the issue with this fish tank and why it wasn't functioning. So there's that as well. So we're gonna do fish. We're gonna spell it correctly. We're gonna see, is there anything? I think the net will look nice. And then I'm gonna use the fishery sign on there instead of having it like over here. So we are going to have like there. That way it's kind of like hanging off. Hold on. And this is why I kept that. And then we need, I believe it's white concrete for this one. We're going to do white concrete. Yep. So I need to very carefully remove that because the hitboxes here are kind of weird. We're going to add white. Then we'll add the fishery sign right there. That is large. That is big. Okay. I don't know how I feel about that anymore. Maybe instead we can do a fish. See if there's maybe... No, there isn't. We can do... Let's see about signs. What kind of signs are there? We can do the hanging signs. Let's do a dark oak hanging sign. Ooh, that's covered by the fishnet though. I don't like how low that is. Actually, wait, the hanging sign could look good. Give me 1 second. Let's see really quickly how this looks if I place it right here instead. Oh, it has to be on something. So let's do a regular sign. Let's see how that looks. I might just skip the sign. It's not working too well. Like, it feels too high. Like, it feels too high up for the sign to be. I apologize. Anyways, now it just has a cute little, like, fishing stall. Oh, let's add a fence gate. We're gonna do, oh, just so it looks like he's using the common materials all he can, and then, yeah, he has a limited supply of dark oak, and he uses it where he wants it, rather than, as all of it. So instead of doing full logs, he takes some of the logs, and then the rest gets stored for later, and then it just kind of works. Really quick, we're gonna do that because I did not notice that I didn't do the corner because of the way I had done it. Alright, and it looks like all of it is done. That is pretty much all of the fisherman's booth done. That is so cute. What? When? Excuse? Okay. I think I'm gonna, I mentioned this already, but I think I am going to go ahead and push back this little mountain. I'll break down some of these trees. I'm gonna do that all off camera, but that way I can extend it, and then, like, this could be a proper beach, and then that's just, like, where the land meets the water. We are only 10 minutes in, so I think what I'm going to do is I got some new mods. So one of the mods I had to remove temporarily is the create mod, which I added for specifically the create Breaking Bad mod. So I actually added so I could get Eureka, which is a ship mod. I need the engine. We're gonna get rid of those, and I don't know what I'm doing. Valkyrie, maybe this. Let's see what this does. Let's go out here. Do I need to put it on the ground? Shipified? What? What? I don't know what I just did, but I'm gonna replace it. I don't know what that was. A mini ship creator. Okay. That is hilarious. Let's see what this does. Because again, I haven't really... What? I think I just broke it. I think I just broke something. So I'm gonna go put this back, and then what are these? So what happens if I place it? Whoop, not that, this. No. I think I'm just gonna hold off for now. Alright, so let's instead grab some stone bricks. And I think we're just gonna start the layout. So there needs to be a front and a back. I think what we'll do is we'll have the building be like, what if it was like it used to be a house? It used to be a split house where they were neighbors. But now it's, this is for imports, this is for exports. So we'll do, let's just stick with a traditional block building for now. And right here, I don't know what I'm doing for this space either. And then this will be the import side. And we'll just keep working on this until time runs out. Because I think I'm only going to run this episode about 20 or some odd minutes. The last handful of episodes have ended up being on the really long side. Oh my god, I'm building a customs. That ended up being pretty symmetrical. Not on purpose, but it did. I think, let's move this in one more, because this will be like the storage room. This way there's a space specifically made for people to pick things up. And there'll be an employee on this side and an employee on this side, and like maybe right here will be a like entryway, and this will probably be moved, so maybe like this. And I'll use like the slopes and everything. And then this is a little entryway to go in between. And then we'll have little, let's grab some, this one, the frame stairs. Have an entry on both sides. And then there is a door on the import side because this place is local. So they need to have a door on this side. And then this will be the port. I think that would work. So let's get let's use the planks, and we are just gonna build a dock right here. So we're gonna do that and this. Whoop. There's a little tunnel going underneath here. It ends, so that's why there's like not building anything with that, at least not right now. Anyways, we're gonna build this large docks like space. And this is where people can park their ships. That's probably not the word. But I want it to be pretty decently big. Oh, it's one of those things. Hold on. What is it called again? A terrapian? Or terrapin? Anyways. Not necessary for what we're doing today. Anyways, it's just a tiny dock. This is literally just supposed to be enough space for places to park their boats. I want to stick with the wood. Let's do oh, these are gates. Okay, I was like, wait, what are those? Let's do an oak lattice. And this is just to give it a bit of a border, and that way people don't accidentally, like, people who are importing with children, like, maybe there's like a popular trader who comes in and he has like a little girl, and she's very rowdy and she likes to run around, and that way she's less likely to fall off. So maybe we'll also just add like a little bit of a fence to the edges as well, just so like it's a little more difficult, just in case like people who are trading bring children in. And this will be the dock for importing like smaller items, and maybe over there we'll build, like over here we'll build the like big shipment stuff, like come right here. Like, hold on, we're gonna just do a little tiny dock. It's not going to be anything super huge or significant, but it's like, it's just a man-made extension of the docks. And this is where you'll put your boat if you're delivering like large walls or like bigger items, like full animal stuff that won't come down here. Like, you need more space, because like this is supposed to be a mythical realm, which does include things like dragons. I have the Fire and Ice Dragon mod. I also made this mod pack into like a personal play mod pack, so I had to remove that mod for there. So that kind of gives a really nice rough idea. This is for our traditional imports, And this is also where the smaller ships can I apologize for that knock and the pause and everything, just in case there was a stutter in the audio. I'm really hoping it didn't pick up the voice of the other people who live in my household. Unfortunately, I refuse to record this video for a 6th time. I have literally been trying to record. This is my 5th attempt at trying to get it in, and I'm just hoping that her voice didn't get caught. I don't want to reveal or push any, like, my other family or anyone into the, like, light of, apologies for that yawn, light into, like, any of the stuff I'm doing. There's only a couple people who are aware that I'm even trying to get this off the ground. But I also hit my goal. I hit that 20-minute mark, and we have, like, a rough idea of what we're doing. We have an artificial build out here where we can, I think that is gonna bother me if I don't do something about that. Alright, that looks fine. But we have an artificial bump out for, like, large shipments, and then this is for all the other shipments. I might end up building this as a place where we dock our personal ships, so any rain owned, like, ships will go here. I might build those off camera because I don't really want to do all that struggling on camera, but I think we have a good idea of where this is going. And I apologize for any freezing or stuttering today. But I've had a really fun time with you guys. I hope you enjoy having a slightly shorter episode as you're watching through this series. And I will see you all next time. Bye-bye!